ठीक है। सो बहुत लोगों का बहुत दिनों से सेशन अटेंड नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो एक बार रिकैप कर देता हूँ। सो बेसिकली हम लोग का सेशन जो चल रहा है, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट कि हाउ टू इंटरेक्ट सेल्सफोर्स with LWC. If we have to fetch the data from the Salesforce, or we have to do some modifications in Salesforce, so what are the ways in LWC? So there are basically three ways. So Apex we have already talked. So second approach is LDS wire adapter and functions. So we are looking at this, and we have completed most of the wire adapter yesterday. So today we'll read about remaining wire adapter, like, so sorry. So yesterday we talked about get object info, get object infos, get picklist values, get picklist values by record type. So these all are LDS adapter. Means LDS adapter is used to get the record, means read the data from the Salesforce. It is used to, some LDS adapter are used to read metadata about the object from the object. Some adapter is used to get the record, means actual data from the Salesforce. So today we'll read about get record UI, sorry, get list UI. So when you see the session of yesterday, so you will get clarity about how LDS adapter works. What are the features of LDS adapter? Means without writing any Apex code, we can directly fetch object metadata, object record, whatever record we want to fetch. If you want to show the picklist value, if you want to access the object picklist values, so we can use directly get picklist values adapter, and we can get any picklist values of any object we want, right? So these are the feature of LDS adapter without writing so much, means we are not writing any code, and without writing code we can get all the values. So today we'll talk about get record. Okay. Okay, I think I opened wrong file. Let me check if it is there or not. So no worries. So basically, get record is used to get the data uh, from the Salesforce. Means a particular record from a single object. So we cannot fetch means multiple objects. So if you have a requirement to get record of a particular record from a particular object, then we can use get record adapter. Means without writing any Apex code, we can fetch the record. We can get the record, but single record, right? Get record. So when we talked about Apex things, so if, for example, if you have to fetch any object record, so what we did, we write an Apex class, then in that Apex class we write a method and do the query to get the record, and then we access that method in LWC, and accordingly we write the logic, right? But using this adapter, we can get that record without any writing the code. Means if you have a requirement like we have to just fetch one record, and there is no much you can say that customization needs to be done, so we can use get record, right? If you have to fetch, means sometimes there is simple requirement, just show this record data, this record information on this form. Just that's it. Nothing we have to do. Nothing we have to do any customization. So we can directly use get record. So let's come on to the example. Get record. So first we already talked about if you have to use LDS adapter, what we have to do the steps. So as we all know, we have to import lightning element, then we have to import the wire, right? because we use LDS adapter with wire decorator. So we have to import the wire, and I have imported API also at the rate API. We'll talk. I think we have already talked about API at the rate API when we talked about getter setter class, right? So no worries. We will talk more about at the rate API when we read about custom events, right? How to do communication from child to parent, parent to child. So we'll talk more about this decorator. So as of now, just to make a public to make a property public, we use at the rate API decorator. That's it. So first step is import the wire. Now second step is what we have to import the wire adapter. So here wire adapter is getRecord. So and what is the module? This is a UI record API, right? Yesterday, whatever LDS adapter we saw, that was getting that was getting retrieved from UI object API. Maybe I missed that. Let's see. Yesterday we talked about object info, right? So you can see that UI object info API. So get object info comes from UI object info API. So similarly, getRecord LDS adapter resides in UI record API. Means we have to fetch from UI record API module. So second step is import the wire adapter from UI record API. Now, so what we are going to see here, we have to fetch one record of any object. So here I am showing the example of account, whatever object you can take. But yeah, just remember, we can fetch only one record with this LDS adapter. One record, single record of a single object. Not we cannot retrieve multiple records, right? So here I have imported. So suppose we are doing the query. So what fields you want to retrieve? Means you want to get the record. So what fields do you need, right? So I have imported two fields here. Account, right? How can we import fields directly in LWC? This is the syntax. Import. This is the name of the field, whatever name you can keep, right? I have made account source field, and at the rate Salesforce/schema object name dot field name. Similarly, type field. I am importing type field. Type. Now here I have used show toast event, means how we can we will also discuss about this show toast event. So if you want to show toast in LWC, we have to import show toast event from platform show toast event module. So we will talk about also this to show the toast message in LWC. So now the syntax is at the rate wire getRecord, means at the rate wire, after at the rate wire writing, we have to write adapter ID. What is the adapter ID here? We are using getRecord, means this is called LDS adapter, comma, we have to pass some configurations. For example, if you are calling any, if you are using any LDS adapter, so along with LDS adapter, you have to pass some configurations also. So to use getRecord, we have to pass what record ID. For which record ID you want to fetch the data. Means the record ID can be of any object. Here I am showing the example for account, right? So here I have declared record ID, right? And why I have used at the rate API? Because if I place this component on any record page, this record ID will have that record ID. So if you read Aura, right, so there is also a feature like attribute record ID. So whenever you place the component on record page, the record ID will automatically get the value of that record ID on which record this component has been placed, right? Record ID colon record ID, then comma, then we have to pass the fields. So here I have passed two fields. It is in array form, account source field, comma, type field. So you can keep n number of fields or you can keep one field also. So how many fields you want to retrieve, you can define here. So this is an array of fields. And this again, the third and last parameter is optional fields. You can keep it or you can also not keep this parameter. This, and what is the difference between fields and optional fields, we will see. So for example, this adapter takes care of user permissions. So for example, if I am fetching account source field, means logged in user permission, and that account source field is not accessible to that logged in user, the component will give an error. So if you are not sure this field is not accessible to that logged in user, you can move this field to in optional fields. So if user if user is able to access that field, the error will not come. And if user is not able to access the field, if I have placed that fields in optional fields, then also error will not come. But if I place that field in fields array, it will give an error. So this is basic difference between fields and optional fields. So if you are not sure that field has not, if you are not sure about the accessibility of the field for that user, you can move those fields to optional fields also. Got this point?
Yes.
So this is the basic syntax here. So first step is import the wire. Second step is import the wire adapter, and then we have to write. We have to call that adapter using this syntax. At the rate wire, then we have to give the name of the adapter ID. Then we have to pass the configurations, and every adapter has their own configurations, predefined configurations. Right? Yesterday when we talked about get pick list values, object info, so that we are taking different parameters. But here we have to fetch the record using get_record. So it will take record ID, what record ID you want to fetch the data, what fields you want, right, in that record, and optional fields, what optional fields do you want. So this is one way to, and there is another way to. If you are not using fields, we can pass layout types. Means layout types means it will take two values, full and compact. So for example, I am a logged in user and I have assigned a page layout. So whatever fields on that page layout, I will be accessible, means in that I will be able to access it, right? And in that response, get recorded response will get all the values, whatever values on the page layout. And there is another value, compact. As you all know, what is compact layout? Compact layout used to show the key fields, means highlight panel, whatever fields we have to show in highlight panel, we have to set in a compact layout. So there are two, you can say that two, what we can say that there are two types of get record. Two mode, we can say two mode. Either we can use fields or either you can use layout types. And in layout types, there is a mode also. We have to specify. So there are three values: create, view, and edit. Means if you are querying for, if you are using view, so those fields only come which has view access to your user. If you have a specified edit, so only those fields will come for which you have edit access, right? So means you can say that there are two variation of get record. Either you can use fields, either you can use layout types. When you use layout types, you have to specify modes also. What in which mode you are going to get the fields. So create, edit, and view. So we'll see this. Okay. Now get record. Okay. So I hope you understand this syntax and understand all this code, whatever we have discussed. I will come to this is a handler. So after the response, when we talked about wire method, right? So it's a method. So after the response, this is a get records handler, means whatever name you can put, it's a name of a function. It is handling the response. So if the connection is successful, if there is no error, the data will come, the data will store the response, right? So I have made a property account record, and I am storing in this account record. Similarly, if there is an error, we can handle the error, whatever. So here I have handled with show toast message. So we'll talk later about how to use show toast message. Yeah. So this is we can say that this is a wire function method. After getting the response from wire LDS adapter, we are handling using function. So whatever response will come, it's stored like this. If there is successful connection, it will come in data. If there is any error, it will come in error object, right? So let's see. So I am going to account. So here I have placed on account record page. I have placed this component, the component which we are talking about, right? Here you can see that. Let's come on the HTML part. So here I have in the record ID. You can see that I have not provided any value to record ID, but the record ID automatically came. Why? Because I have placed this component on the record page. So when we place this component on the record page, and if you use record ID and make that record ID at the rate API, means this is public, the record ID value will automatically come, right? So record ID here I am displaying in the HTML. You can see I have just binded this property, right? Now I am showing what fields I have retrieved. Account source and type field I have retrieved. So, and in which property I have stored account record, right? So I have binded with account record dot fields dot account source dot value. I will show you, then you can understand. Means when we get the response, how the data is coming, we can see record. Record. So here I have printed record, right? Console.log record. So you can see the data, how the data are coming. Sorry. So here you can see API name, fields, record type info. So in fields, you can see that I have to, what fields have come? Only account source and type. There are two fields only because I have retrieved only two fields. Now I have to access the value of account source, right? So how I have accessed, you can see here. Account record dot fields, because it is in fields attributes dot account source dot value. Fields dot account source dot value. That's the way we have access. Similarly, type fields dot type dot value. Fields dot type dot value. Let understand in this way. Stringify data. So if you understand in this way, you will never get confused how we have to bind the data. So first of all, before binding the data, you can see in console how the data, how the JSON has been formed, how the JSON response is. So if we see that response, then we can do the we can access the value accordingly, right? So I am now refreshing this page once again. So this is the response, right? Record I have printed. This is the response we got when we use getRecord LDS adapter and provided the record ID and two fields, right? Record ID is basically a account record ID here because I have placed this component on account record page and two fields I have specified. Then we can see how we are getting the response. So let see the response in JSON. So we can, so here you can see clearly how the response is in JSON, right? This we all know if it's a curly braces, so it's a object, right? Now you can see that in under this object there is a property called fields. It's also a you can say that it's also containing an object, right? You can see here. So now we have to access the account source value. So how will we access? So we have assigned this property, assigned this response, JSON response in this account record. So now account record dot fields dot account source dot value. Are you getting? Are you with me, all people?
Yes.
जी सर, यस
And and suppose display value अगर चाहिए होगा तो फिर display
Right,
value.
yeah, dot display value.
Okay.
Right, dot display value we can also use. So how we can access, like, so just assume we have assigned all this value in a variable, right? We have assigned all this value in this account record. Now I have to access account source value. So dot whatever variable I have assigned in it, so that specify the name of that variable name dot fields dot account source dot display value or value, whatever, right? Similarly, for example, if you want to get the access of record type ID, then dot record type info dot record type ID. So in this way, you can access, means you can see the response and you can access the value accordingly on the HTML, and in the JS you can process accordingly. Now we see the error, we see the difference between fields and optional fields. What is the difference? Now come to the count edit object. Fields and relationship source. So now what I'm doing, I am removing the permission of this field of my user. So I am a system admin. I am removing the permission for this field, account source. So since I have referred that account source field in fields attribute, which so it will give an error, because what the documentation says, if that field is not accessible to the logged in user, and if you have specified that field in the fields attribute, it will give an error. means that field is not accessible to your user. Let's see. So in that way, you can see that you can also control the permissions also. If you have a requirement, you want to, if someone is, if the user does not have that access and trying to access that field, it will directly throw the error, right? So from security point of view, it can be useful. So now we can see, is it error or coming or not? Now you can see that it is saying no such column account source on entity account. If you are attempting to use a custom field, be sure to append the underscore C. Means this error is clearly saying कि field is not visible to that user and field is not accessible to that user. If field is not accessible, this will give, this error comes. So how we have used show toast notifications, we will come later, but I want to show कि account source is not visible to my logged in user. That's why this error is coming. Right? Means I have a means I have clearly written the means done the exception handling here. That's why it is showing in toast message. Otherwise, the component will not work. Right? So now let's remove this. And since we have used the optional fields here, so it will not give error. Means the value will still not come, but it will not give error because that field is not still accessible to me, but the error will not come. Okay. Okay, error is coming because I'm trying to retrieve here source. So now I'm commenting this. Why I'm commenting this? Because if I have not referred that field on HTML and if I am referring that field in fields attribute, the error will still come. Since that field is not accessible to my user and I am referring on HTML, that's why it's giving error. But in this case, it will not come error, right? But if let's see again. You can see here, the error did not come, only type prospect. Now just what I am doing, I am removing this field and now coming here. And even I have not referenced that field on HTML. The error will still come. You can see. So I hope you understand the difference between fields and optional fields. So if you are sure that your user have the access of the fields, you can specify in fields attribute. If you are not sure, you can specify in optional fields. But you have to take care of the user permission. You can still keep in fields attribute and do the exception handling. So on the runtime, you get an error. What is the exact error? And perform the actions, means perform the logic accordingly. So we talked about one variant. We can also talk about this variant also. So if I let's see if the, let's talk about this variant. So now I am commenting this variant. So getRecord has two variant. One is fields and one is layout types. Layout type. Now you can see the okay. Okay, fine. Let's see the console. Now you can see the difference. Anyone tell what is the difference here? Anyone? सो तो नहीं रहे हो? कोई तो बोलो.
नहीं.
क्या क्वेश्चन था सर? मैंने
यस यस सर, बताइए.
नहीं, मतलब मैं मिस कर गया. क्या एक्चुअली हमको यहाँ चेक करना है?
Yeah, question is कि what is difference between the fields? So we talked about getRecord has two variant. Either
Right.
we can use fields or either you can use layout types. So we just saw the example of fields, and I am showing the example of layout types. So by looking at console, what is the difference?
All fields retrieve हो गए ना इसमें.
Right. All fields are coming, but on the let's see the response here.
In layout, whichever the fields are there, that will come.
Right.
In fields, only the field which we have mentioned, that will come.
Right. So that is the difference between layout types. Validate JSON. So if we compare the field on the layout, I think what is the layout here? Let's close this. Why it is not working? Refresh. 1 second, my laptop got hang. 1 second. Okay. So let's compare one by one. So I guess account name, account owner, account number. Can I check account number is there or not? Yeah, account number here. Right? Means on account there are so many fields. Not all fields are coming. Whatever present on the on this layout means logged in user layout. Whatever layout I am assigned to on that layout. Whatever fields are present, it will come. Let's search fax. Is fax is coming or not? So you can see fax is there. So you just have to do RNDI, it is coming or not, right? So I did the RNDI, it's showing whatever fields are present on the layout, it is coming. Now let's take example of if I change the layout types to compact. compact. Okay. Now refresh. Ignore the okay. So why can anyone tell why this error is coming now?
वैल्यू इज अनडिफाइंड एंड टेम्पलेट्स में दिखाई है, मतलब आपने नोट किया होगा।
ठीक है, ये देखो आप टेम्पलेट पे मैं टाइप फील्ड यूज कर रहा हूँ। आई एम एक्सेसिंग द टाइप फील्ड ऑन टेम्पलेट एंड
हाँ बट वायर असिंक्रोनस है ना, मतलब जब तक वो टेम्पलेट्स में दिख रही होंगी वायर में, वो डेटा फेच नहीं किया होगा उसने, क्योंकि ये वायर असिंक ऑपरेशन है। तो वहाँ पे टेम्पलेट इफ ट्रू का चेक लगाना
लगा हुआ है पहले से।
लगा तो हुआ है।
कम अगेन, I have specified layout types to compact. So what could be the reason to fail here?
कॉम्पैक्ट में ये वैल्यू नहीं होंगी, टाइप
Yeah,
वैल्यू।
compact में ये type field नहीं है। On compact layout, the type field is not there. That's why I did not get the type field in the response. What response I will get in the type field? In the response, you can see that what is in their compact layout: account, record type, and phone. This is a highlight panel, right? You already know what is compact layout. I am not going to teach compact layout. So compact layout basically to show the key fields to the user. So this is highlight panel. Or let's move to the contact. Means whenever you hover on the lookup relationship field, right? For example, contact is related to account. So whenever you hover on account, so you can see this layout. This is also called a compact layout. So on compact layout, what fields I have displayed? Record type and phone. So in the response, only these two fields will be coming. And I am trying to access type field. So that's why this error is coming. So let's comment this out also. Or what we can see, we can no comment. So I can change here phone, and we can use phone. Let's see it is working or not. Or if it will not work, I will change the response. I will have to check the response, how the response are coming. Now the error is not coming. Value is not there in phone. That's why. So let me put some value here. 83. Okay, save. So now the value is coming phone, right? So I hope you understand the layout types also. Compact, if you specify compact, only those fields will come. If you specify to full, so whatever page layout you are assigned to, all the fields referenced on page layout will come in the response. And there is a mode view. So let's see the example of this also. Since we have view permission of phone, that's why it is coming. All the fields are coming. So let's okay. Let's remove the permission of phone from my user. Let's see what happens. Because I am using compact layout, right? So compact layout, there are two fields only: account, record type, and phone. And I am referring phone on the HTML, right? And I have a specified mode view. So even in compact layout, phone is there, phone field is there, but I don't have the view permission. So I think it should not come in the response also, and it will give an error. So let's see. Okay. So I'm removing the view permission of phone field for phone field. Now let's see what happens. Ignore the alert, it is coming from another component. So you can clear, so you can see now the error is coming. So since I have specified modes to view and I don't have permission for phone field, so that's why it's giving error. So I think now you have all the information about getRecord variants, whatever the configurations we have to specify, and what are the features of that configurations, what that configurations will impact on our response. And according to your requirement, according to the requirement, you can decide which configurations. Either you can go for fields, either you can go for layout types, compact, or uh, means you for example, there is a requirement that in on custom component you have to show only compact field information. Whatever compact, whatever fields are assigned in compact layout, you have to show in a custom component, right? You can go with this solution, right? So I'm going through all, we are going through all the features of LWC. Whenever you get the requirement and you understand the basic things, so you will be able to decide what to do. So get record IDs, that's it. I hope there is no question. Is there any question for get record ID? Sorry, get record adapter.
सर ये रिकॉर्ड पेज पे ही चलेगा ना गेट रिकॉर्ड?
ऐसा नहीं है. If you have the record ID, you can place it anywhere. Means if you have the record ID, you can use on anywhere.
ओके, बट सपोज हम होम पेज या ऐप पेज में ये एपीआई रिकॉर्ड आईडी डालेंगे और मतलब वो ऑटोमेटिक तो नहीं लेगा, तो एरर आ जाएगा क्योंकि.
हाँ, error है. But you, for example, you have the requirement कि you have to fetch something, right, for some record. So you have to get that record ID first. So there must be some custom logic written there कि यहाँ से पहले ये record ID आएगी and ये record आपके पास रहेगी, ये record ID. Then using that record ID, you can use either get record or either you can go for custom solution, right? So whatever your requirement, you can go for Apex also, or you can directly use get record.
Okay.
Right. So similarly, there is another adapter, get record UI. This record adapter, this LDS adapter also resides in UI record API. So you can see that import get record UI and from Lightning UI record API. So this is, you can say that this is similar to get record, whatever we discussed now, but difference is that we can pass multiple record IDs, and in the response, it provides additional data also. Apart from actual data, it provides metadata also. It will provide all the fields, all the layout of, right, whatever the layout. So let's see the example. Let's see through the response. So here I think I have given the alert. Okay, alert JSON.stringify record UI. Same syntax is there, same syntax, but the difference is that you can pass multiple record IDs. Here I have passed only single ID. How you can do? You can get the multiple record IDs. We can do like this. I cannot show right now, but if means If you have multiple record ID, you can assign in an array. For example, this one record ID. Here you can specify the record IDs here. So currently I am showing for one record ID only. So here I have passed the record IDs. Here it can be a array also. Here I am passing only one attribute string, right? Here it can be array also, means multiple record IDs, but for a single object. Record ID, layout types. No, I think I need to check that. I think we can pass different object record ID also here. So I need to check that. I will give you the task. You can check here. So we can pass. What we can pass? We can pass different record IDs also, different object record ID also here. So we'll see this, and in the response, it will give additional information along with actual record. It will give the layout types also. What means metadata, fields, whatever fields present in the system, and what are the layout types assigned to me. So let's see the response. Then we can talk better. We will see this example also here. Okay, we can are we able to pass different record IDs also? Different record IDs means not for single object, for different object also. So let's see. Record ID. A second. Console.log record UI data. That's fine. Record IDs, layout types, full mode.